There's two cats. No, you can hustle in many ways. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on the wall. These are the realest niggas out there.
You already know.
Like, for real. Like, this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman. And I know if I know my woman.
What, dummy?
Let's go! Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson. And always gonna be somebody at this table with me. Today we got P Minor, baby, in the building. My guy, my dog. This way you get pal. Shout out to you, King. Then we got Kevin Kev in the building. Listen, LB is on leave, man. He got COVID or some shit. I don't know what happened to LB. He just couldn't make it. Shout out to my brother, man. So listen, this is the Smartest Dumb People. It's Freestyle Friday. I cannot wait to have a drink. I ain't had a drink in a week, man. How you fellas week been?
Good, man. Good. I mean, with the exception of a small situation that you might have heard of.
We definitely about to talk about that in a minute, but I want to let y'all know, if you don't know, P Minor is on the radio. What radio station is you on?
87.9 The Culture. It's where the culture of hip hop and R&B lives. You can download the app. I know you're not, as far as signal is concerned, you never got to worry about signal when you're dealing with the internet. Not call, but download the app. Go to your App Store, Google Play Store, type in 87.9 the CLTR. That's 87.9 The Culture. I'm P Minor, baby, and I got the morning show. So the morning show, right. Every single morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Pooh, C, and the hyphen.
I love how you got your sister on there. I love how you got your sister on there. That's a great dynamic right there. Man, y'all funny as hell.
Oh, she get on my fucking nerves, but
y'all funny as hell.
Yeah.
Y'all do that all in the same room, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. What made you get into radio, P?
Radio was accidental for me. I started off in radio back in 2003 as an on-air intern for Hot 107.7 97.3. But before, actually, you know what? Let me backpedal just a little bit. Like, it wasn't an on-air intern. I was an actual intern. So hanging posters. Houston Alexander was in charge of all the interns at the time. Shout out to H. And I was hanging posters and everything, man. And just being a naturally funny dude, people were like, hey, man, you need to give this guy an opportunity to be on the show. So I started popping up on Mr. Soul's show, The Cypher. Randomly, I would just pop up and do voices and stuff. We did a skit or segment called Hood Readings, where in an English voice, I would read old hood movie dialogue in an English voice. Callers have to call in and guess which movie it was from.
Right.
And so that went into everything else. I started doing a really good impression or a really good impersonation of Houston on Soul Show. And it was like, and it grew and it became something. They invited me to the afternoon show, and then from there on, that's where it took off. Busy B, who was the program director at the time, he went and started doing more program directing duties. I was on the show with Brasco. Brasco moved to Texas. Before you knew it, I had my own show.
I want to say, me and Pierre go way back, man. We brothers for real, man. We was in the trenches as kids playing basketball.
Yeah.
We started.
People don't believe I hooped, man.
But we protected you when we just keep you in the corner. We wanted you in the corner to shoot the three. We just wanted you in the corner to shoot the three. We protected you.
You couldn't go to a club?
No, you can't. The further you get away from the shore, the more the truth dissolves. You see what I'm saying? They sailing out a little too far from the shore.
I
was nice with the finger rolls.
It was alright.
I was alright.
But I want to speak on.
Could you take a foul though?
Absolutely.
Okay. What about a charge?
All day long.
I want to speak on when we were kids. We should have been. What's that fucking group? I know the group on the. I say it all the time on the show. Me, you, Mike, Flax. We had the camera. We was doing skits before anybody ever thought about doing skits.
Absolutely.
What's that group of cats that always mimic LeBron James and them?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah.
Man, my son and my daughter watched it. I'm like, we were doing that.
We were making content before people thought content was cool. So what happened was we found a really, really old VHS shoulder style camcorder. I got it from.
It wasn't old then, though.
No, yeah, it was. It was JaVale. We start off with a high 8. So we started with a high 8. We got it from Flats, and we were doing. I was like, yo,
you remember our first skit?
Was it Cooking with Luffy?
No, I remember our first skit like it was yesterday.
The cops skit?
It was the cops at the playground. Wasn't you supposed to be like, not you, but wasn't you supposed to be like a pedophile?
No, you were. You see how, hard enough.
Oh, wait.
We were kids.
No. It was, it was you and Oatmeal were drug dealers in the park.
Okay.
I was filming the thing. It was Mike Payne and actually no, it was me and Mikey were cops. Flats was filming.
Yes.
And yeah, y'all were drug dealers in the park.
Do you remember the skit where we got in a fight and every time I got hit, my clothes and I would wind up being like naked? Man, listen, dog.
It sounds way worse than what it is.
It does, but if we can find that
context,
footage,
man, yeah.
but if we can find that footage, dog, I'm telling you, right now, give me goosebumps thinking
So
about it.
every time I punched him, so like he'd be like fully clothed. Every time I punched him, first his hat come off. Punch him again, his shirt came off. It was.
And I watched it naked at the end.
Yeah.
Then we had the skit with Cooking with Lufus, which listen, I think a lot of my homies was low key kind of in the closet because they love Cooking with Lufus. They love Cooking with Lufus and Miss Crawford. I'm not gonna lie. They're like, put that Cooking with Lufus on. What's that one dude?
Miss
Crawford. We gotta find that footage.
Yeah.
A dude named Miss Crawford.
It was Payne.
It was acting like a female.
So as we talk more about this, like now, I forget a lot of the details, but now like as you bring most of it back up, it was super gay, but like
It was bad gay, but it was fun. It was funny. Back then,
it was funny as hell.
That's when you had all of those Living Color shows.
Yeah.
With
we were heavily influenced by Martin and Living Color.
Jamie Foxx and Wanda.
It was everything Martin or Living Color or any character, actor or sketch show. We was influenced by all of that. But no, man, ain't no shame in it.
If we can find that footage, man,
So you think that's what got y'all started in the biz then? To want to kind of go down this road right
Entertainment?
here? Entertainment, music.
Honestly, I was singing before that.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
like,
you had
I
an
was,
album out.
Yeah. I was singing before that, and it was just we naturally goofy, and I think the commonality between me and we call him Book Bag. The commonality between me and Book Bag is that I don't think either of us have ever had a problem being ourselves.
Facts.
Amongst a bunch of people. Like I know where I come from, and I know who I've been around.
Facts.
He know where he come from, and he know we've been around. Mm-hmm. Even in those rooms, we ain't never had a problem being ourselves.
You know, it's funny. I'm glad you said that. Like, I got a homeboy that was just on a show not too long ago, and he just always tell me that he's like, "What I love about you, I can't even use the N word, but he say N word a lot. He's like, you ain't never try to be nobody. You ain't never." And I was like, I don't know how. Like, you know. And then the older I got, I realized all of the people that I looked up to, even though I wasn't trying to be like them, all of the people that I looked up to, like the drug dealers, the hustlers, the gang members. They were the fakest fucking people in the room.
Yeah, most of those people honestly were doing their best impersonation of their favorite movie character they saw. They attached themselves to it, and rightfully so, because I mean those movies raised us. You're talking about a bunch of dudes that didn't have no
So
dance
it's a bunch of
like
Scar faces and
Yeah,
Al Pacinos and shit
yeah.
running
You
around.
said I got Scarface shirt on.
that. You know, you was looking for a father figure, man, and what better father figure at the time than Doughboy? You know what I mean? So it's like it was that. So. Yeah, I mean, but in those rooms, they are not allowed to be themselves because of what persona they've already created. They can't be themselves. As were me and Anthony.
Well, our generation, we was raised on Good Times and Jeffersons and all that. So what did this next generation have? They had Friday and Menace to Society and all
we're
that.
a part of. We all the same age.
Right. So,
well, I'm saying because we raised on the same shit you was raised on.
I'm about to say,
Good Times and Jefferson.
I was raised on the reruns.
I'm about to say the same thing. We went a little too far. That's pop.
I was raised on the reruns of those shows. I was actually raised on TGIF. Soul Train was my
myself. Okay. Soul Train, all that.
He said we was raised on Carol Burnett.
Right. Lucy,
By the way, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Sea Moss Lady. She sells the best sea moss in town. It has 92 minerals that we do not receive in regular foods. It helps with your hair growth. It helps with your stamina. It helps with your gut in general. Shout out to Glitter Bombs. They specialize in personal gifts. They also have tumblers. They also have custom strawberries, candy, grapes, the works. We'll be right back with y'all. I got to pay this. All right, so that's the actual sponsors again. Shout out to Moss Lady. She sells sea moss. It has 92 minerals that we do not receive in regular foods or water. Shout out to Glitter Bombs. They specialize in personal gifts, birthdays, T-shirts, the works. But before we start the show and get to these topics, man, the fellas said they wanted to say something about Bud. I told them I'm tired of talking. No offense to Bud. They're having a parade for Bud tomorrow. But we
On the 12th.
it's not tomorrow?
No, it's on the 12th.
Okay. But we've had multiple discussions about Bud, but the homies haven't. What's your opinion on the fight and everything?
My opinion on the fight is that it went exactly the way it was always going to go.
Damn right.
And if you watch the fight, if you saw the highlights, then you understand fully what Bud is capable of. Bud Crawford has been talented from the word go. The thing I want to say about Bud is that we shouldn't be in a space of divisiveness as it pertains to Bud Crawford. He should get our support. He should get the support 100% around the clock all the time for a couple of different reasons. As a fighter, he said it best. We don't have a professional sports team in Omaha, Nebraska.
He said that?
We don't have a professional sports team in Nebraska, period. People treat the Cornhuskers like their professional sports team.
Yeah.
He is 100% our professional sports team.
Yes,
And as a world champion, because we have the access we have to him, sometimes we neglect the fact that having a world champion at your disposal is one of the most amazing things that you could ever be part of. He is, bottom line, by far the best fighter in the world. And it's not a stretch to say he's the best fighter I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen all of them. Bud Crawford has done an amazing job pivoting his life from left to right, and who he has brought along his camp, the people he has with him, they keep him grounded. Shout out to Bernie the Boxer, shout out to Red Spike, shout out to Bomac. The people who are with him keep him grounded, and they keep him in the space, in the headspace of thinking Omaha, Nebraska constantly. Man, this city deserves somebody like Bud Crawford. And the fact that we have Bud Crawford, man, we got to hold him up to the sun every chance we get. I just can't hear any discussion about him being.
But why? All right, so I got this question because I like what you said. You said that there shouldn't be no divisiveness or whatever the case may be. But what if you're a real competitor, right? Because I've been competitive my whole life. I play sports just like anybody else. I know Bud definitely got the Mamba mentality. He got dog in him. But at the same time, I've also watched his career, and I've also felt like the fighters that they put him up against, I didn't know who they were. So that's the only gripe that I have with other fighters. When Zap Judah fought Mayweather or whoever the case may be, those fighters were at the pinnacle. I felt like they were at the pinnacle of their careers. I never really got a chance to see Bud until this recent fight somebody that I thought was at the pinnacle of their career.
I think that's
he beat everybody they put in front of him. That's what you gotta realize. Okay, you may not know these fighters. I didn't know a lot of them too. I went to seen him downtown at the center and everything.
I did too.
He whooped everybody he put in front of him. So he's like, he been asking for this fight. I feel like Spence stalled him out, trying to belittle his title. Okay, because he had more titles than him. He tried to belittle his title, and then he wanted to try to make a deal about the purse, and then just to say, hey Spence, I'm on the way to see you. I'm gonna whoop this other fighter. I'm gonna whoop this other fighter on the way to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then he went in there and he had the eye of the motherfucking tiger.
Yeah, for sure.
And he demolished that man.
Right.
He dismantled him.
Right.
He let him know from round 2 on, this ain't even fair no more.
So all right, so I'm
And I like how you hold on. I like the analogy you made. We don't have a professional team here. We got a professional man, but guess what? Like you said, hold him up. He does not hold himself up, and he does not. He is a regular dude. You can see him at Walmart.
Yeah.
You can see him at the gas station. He'll take a picture with you. He'll shake your hand.
Right.
He ain't got a bunch of goons around him like get away. He is a regular dude. But
He's accessible. Yeah.
Yes, he's accessible, but he is handling his business. And I like how he went in there and he took this fight serious. He was looking that man in his eye. I was there in Vegas.
Yeah.
He was looking that man in his eye, and he dismantled him.
All right,
He touched everything but the bottom of that man's feet.
So, all right, so like I told you, I'm fucking tired of talking about Crawford,
All
but I gotta
right,
ask y'all this.
I got a little excited about it, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I gotta ask y'all this publicly. Do y'all think that Spence was 100% Spence?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Spence has been a dog. The car accident made him more of a dog. Like what you have to do to 100%. Do you know how much of a dog you got to be to come back from certain retirement? To have to learn how to do things again, to have the drive to learn how to do things again, and then not only that, come back and win more belts. That's the thing that people keep forgetting. We can talk all day long about the accidents. The accidents never came into question when he was fighting Ugas, when he was fighting, when he's fighting these other people. He's dismantling the people that he fought before.
They shook his head up too, though.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
He took a lot of blows in those fights.
Bro, listen, as Bud Crawford, I am responsible for me. I'm responsible for the business that is Bud Crawford. I'm responsible for my preparation. If you come into this fight, if you sign that contract, and you come into this fight, you better come prepared.
Thank you.
Like and share.
I am not concerned with your well-being though. I'm trying to take your head off.
All right,
You
so
should have gotten that ring if you
trying to take your head off.
Ding, ding, ding.
Shout out to the warrior
Ding, ding,
though,
ding.
Spence. Shout out to him being a warrior. He's a true warrior, and nothing taken away
He
from
was
him.
a worthy adversary.
But let's not negate Bud's accomplishment by constantly throwing that his all of Spence's ailments. No, Bud, we
Shout out
got
to Kiki. Shout out to Kiki. Let's
I
get
don't know why
straight
you
to
wanna
it,
talk
man.
more about
It's
Bud.
time to start the show.
I don't know why you want to talk
So
about Bud.
Omaha got a mountain lion running around, and I think it was to become Pierre's pet or something, man. P, it ran up on you. What did
Did
it
you feed
do?
him?
No, let's watch the news clip first and let's have a conversation. P was on the news this morning, man. I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, he on the show today. This is gonna be funny. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with you. He was on Channel 3. Check
them out at that point. I'm here. I freeze. I don't know what to do because we are staring directly at one another. So I started to back up, and I'm doing it pretty slowly. And at some point, I just turn around and sidestep it up the steps, to try to move as quickly as I can, so I don't try to get out of harm's way. So I'm at the door. I'm behind the door now, and I open the door just to peek out. So it gotten a little closer, but it didn't chase me. So I have never seen an animal that size. I know on video it looks a little smaller. I've never seen an animal that size outside of a zoo, outside of the walls of a zoo. So it's enough that it'll stick with me for a little bit. I went online and I looked up how to, I guess, what you should do if you encounter the animal. From what I understand, keep eye contact, back away slowly, do your best not to turn your back and run, which is exactly what I did, but don't do what I did. Yeah, so keep eye contact, back away slowly, and maintain a straight posture. You don't want to look like you're in mode. So be vigilant, keep your head on the swivel, and if you see something that looks like a large animal, stay away from it.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And when I seen it, I was shocked, and I'm like, only Pierre would get caught up in the goddamn jungle like that.
Yeah.
What happened, man?
So, first off, let me point out, man, I got to be the Forrest Gump of random Omaha shit. I'm always, bro, do you know I was at the first picnic? I was at the first picnic. Like I got to be the most random person on earth, bro. I've been part of so much bullshit, and here I am getting ready to move out of an apartment into a different apartment, and I'm thinking, all right, let me do it at night. You know how black people are. You don't want to move in the daytime. You don't want nobody to see what you got.
Right.
So I'm
That's
like,
what happened?
yeah, I'm moving.
The mountain lion caught you moving at
Rolled
night.
up on me, bro. 11:15 at night. I am carrying the last of 3 things out of the apartment, and I'm getting down the steps. So I would say maybe 20 steps, So I get down to maybe the third or fourth step. I look up. I see a tan animal walking past. There's a car next to my truck. I see a tan animal walking past. I'm thinking it's my neighbor's German Shepherd. And instantly, so this might be part of the saving grace. I don't fuck with that German Shepherd, no way.
Right.
So I pause. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta defend myself from a German Shepherd. My man he gets past the 2 cars and now he's in front of my truck. The minute I see half of his body and his head, I'm like, that's not a goddamn dog. That's not a dog, bro.
Right.
That's a jungle cat. And so
Something don't belong here.
So
Out of the jungle.
I stopped and I got the basket in my hands and I must have exclaimed or said something, or anyway it stopped, and now it's looking at me. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do because
I would have ran.
Ain't no manual for brothers to deal with a mountain lion.
well, my G, I skipped mountain lion class.
Right,
so you know
right.
what I'm saying? I don't know what to
You
do.
know
So
what?
like, I'm looking at this goddamn thing, and I'm like, okay, so I don't have my weapon, I don't have a blade, I don't have anything, and I don't know what to do. So I'm just still, and I'm like, I gotta back up. So if I back up slowly, because that's what's first thing in my head, I'm gonna do it right now. So I'm backing up. I take the one step back up the steps. I take the second step back up the steps. Instantly, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to trip backwards up these steps. I'm going to fall down. I'm going to slide down the rest of these motherfuckers. And dude going to drag me into the darkness. So I say, fuck it. And I turn around. I hit the side step. With most of my back towards the animal. In my head, what made me run is, my chubby ass ran fast as I could possibly run. But in my mind, dude was on my back. He was on my tail already. You think about this. Ezekiel Elliott ran what, a 4.5 in the 40? That's a full-grown adult male. 4 seconds, 500 milliseconds to clear 40 yards. That's 10 yards away from this cat, from this mountain lion that knows how to hunt, knows how to do the thing it does. I'm like, I'm fucked. So
you kind of look like a bear though too.
You know what? That's
Kinda
fair.
big.
But in my mind, bruh, because I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. We moved to Omaha, Nebraska. First time I ever seen a possum, raccoon, fox, any of that shit out in public. Like real talk. Like I was used to pigeons and squirrels and shit. So I'm like, man, I don't know what this is. So I'm thinking, let me do my thing. So I run up the steps. In my mind, he's on my back. Worst case scenario, I close the door behind him. But what if he get into the apartment with me? Now I'm in my apartment with a guy.
So I ain't no goddamn jungle cat getting into the apartment.
Well, think about it. If he's on my tail and I try to slam the door,
oh man,
he's in there.
I'm crushing the skull on the
bruh,
floor.
You doing a whole lot of thinking. Your head got you.
That's me though.
I'm ruined.
He's very imaginative too, man.
And then on top of that, I'm like, 42 years on Earth, and I'm about to get fucked up by a jungle cat
in the neighborhood.
42 years on. I made it through so much stuff, bro. I made it through everything. I made it through like random bullets being shot. I made it through going raw a lot.
Damn. Okay.
He's on the thing, man.
You people that.
But no, you know what I'm saying, man. It's like everybody rolled their balls
So
on the
it
dice table.
didn't chase you
know.
up the stairs. It didn't jump over your.
Man, it looked like the
basket.
motherfucker walked away.
So what happened was I get in the house, I close the door.
Uh-huh.
I don't hear anything on the steps. I open the door just a little bit because now I'm like,
He's gonna come up here.
Right. No, now he's in between the truck and the car, and he's looking up at the steps. And he's not in pounce mode or nothing. He's just like looking.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like, what the fuck wrong with you?
I feel like he really is out of his element.
Right. So my man do the turnaround and he walks off. But before he walks off, I'm thinking in my mind, what do I do? Do I call the cops or do I videotape it? We live in that type of society now where it's like, who gets some footage? Nah. I'm like, no, fuck that. I gotta think about anybody else that's currently out here. I don't know what the thing's intentions
Was
are.
that ring cam or was that your cell phone?
So I'll get to that. So I make the decision to call the cops. I call the cops. I get on the phone. There are cops already in the area because somebody reported the lion earlier. And so they were just driving around the area anyway. Before the cruisers show up, I call, there are 4 people in my apartment complex whose numbers I have. I call the guy in the front who's German Shepherd, I thought it was. Shout out to Shabi. I call him up. He does not answer the phone. So I call the next person up. Her name is Rachel. I say, hey, you gonna think I'm crazy? There's a fucking lion in the parking lot. She's pretty astonished by the news. I say, don't walk your dog. She
Right,
goes out
and
to
don't go out there and take no selfies with it.
So she goes out to the balcony and she said, holy shit, the lion's right there in front of the balcony right now. While I'm on the phone with her, I say, get some video. So she gets the video. It's a silent video because we're on the phone. So she does the zoom in with her, gets the video, and now the cops are calling me back. So yeah, her video, my eyewitness account, and
They all put it all together.
I'll put it together. Yeah, so
That's fucking nuts, man. I live in a wild area myself where it's nothing but grass and shit like that. So I worry about it, but I ain't too worried about it.
Now, a dog, I just stand still. They say don't show no fear against a dog. Now, like
Look,
they said, I
pit
never
bull
have
attack
had
your ass.
a mountain lion manual. So I don't look through the mountain. Like with a dog, but they say don't show no fear. Don't run from it. And now you can slowly, like you did right, slowly back away. But they say don't show no fear because when you turn or you get scared and get shook, that's when they pounce on you.
Right. Make sure y'all like and share. We're about to get to these topics, man. Let's get to the first topic. Young lady, I forgot where she worked at. Was it? Let's see what this is. Anyway, she was an employee.
Was it Costco?
I think it was. Anyway, she was employed. They said that her dress code was inappropriate. They gave her a verbal write-up, and they told her she needs to change her attire. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with y'all.
I just want to know, do I look inappropriate for work? My dress code is a polo and dress pants or jeans, no rips. I'm dressed appropriately. However, I was called into the office because I don't have the right body shape. I cannot help my body shape. I got a verbal because of my body shape, and I was told I need to wear bigger clothes. I don't appreciate being body shamed. I'm being body shamed. They don't know what I went through in my life and the trauma that I went through to have to deal with being body shamed at work. All I want to do is work. And I'm not being dramatic, but you pulled me away from doing my job to tell me that I have the wrong type of body to wear the clothes that I'm wearing. I have on regular dress pants. And your excuse was the men in the tire shop and the boys keep stopping and looking at me. That's not my fault. You don't know the type of hell I had to go through my whole life just for how I look. You don't know what type of mental trauma I might have from having to be misunderstood for me to come to work to have to hear, oh, you have the wrong body shape. To wear the right clothes though, because I'm in dress code.
You know that, and she might get bad.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm all for women being thick and voluptuous and all those things, but you also got to know what you're working with, and it is the curvier you are, the tighter your clothes is. A certain environment, it makes people uncomfortable. I don't want to see a big ass jiggling past me while I'm trying to change the tires because I work in the automotive department. I'm just saying, I don't want to see that, so I can kind of understand why somebody will pull her aside and say, hey, your pants are a little too tight, your shirt is a little too tight. And I know what women gonna say, trust me, we deal with y'all enough on this fucking show. I already know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna attack me, but I can't wear a stocking cap because my hairline. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to just wear anything I want to. I don't get to just wear anything I want to. You gotta dress appropriate. That's the dress code. They don't want you to dress inappropriate. Same way with the, I don't like my hairline. I want to wear my stocking cap. I can't wear my stocking cap at work.
But was that her Costco shirt she had on?
But it was tight.
So then, who's in charge of sizing? Who's in charge of uniforms?
Was it
she
a
wearing?
Costco shirt?
Yeah.
I think it was. She's wearing appropriate attire. Look, it's like this, man. If you don't like what's going on, don't look. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling that it ain't like they sold less merchandise with her being in the store. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like she's.
But you're asking her to be eye candy for a fucking corporation that don't give a fuck about that.
I don't think you can go that
You
far.
got to worry about sexual harassment charges. Mm-hmm. You got to worry about so much more that could come of her inappropriate attire. Now I get it. The woman was bad. I'm not gonna cap.
She bad.
She bad. But I also felt like her attire. Even if that was my child, I would say that's not right, Anna. You should like. Even if that was my daughter, I'd be like, you look a little inappropriate wearing some shit like that to work. So it's not. I'm attacking her. I'm saying, like, let's be realistic. The shit you had on was tight, skin tight, and it's going to draw attention and turn heads regardless of what the situation is. What you think, Pete?
I will tell you, man. So first off, shout out to the most recent generation of like teens and young adults, right? What they did was they brought to light how unimportant it is to dress a certain way to have or maintain a job and get a job. These kids dress how they want to dress. They're super confident, sometimes delusional as fuck, but also very confident. At the same time, I think the movement they started and how that kind of like I'm gonna go with the flow and be myself movement. That all that does is move the thing forward positively. With that being said, this corporation has been around for a very long time. With any job you have, there are standards and policies, and the operation has been running a certain way for a very long time. It's a machine. Every job you get, every job you have, there are going to be rules. Granted, you can't do anything about your body, but we can't pretend like you don't have any other alternatives as it pertains to dress.
Now, was she fired for this, or did they just tell her she needed a verbal warning? Hey, can you wear something a little looser, less alluring? Yeah. Okay. I for some reason I came into this thing and she was fired. I was like, no.
Okay. She definitely like we was speaking on during the video. She's definitely about to start her OnlyFans.
Oh man!
But if she does, but time out. If she does, let's be honest with you. That's also what's wrong with the culture. Sex is for sale now. Listen,
it's always been,
but it shouldn't be, because some things are like. There's so many women that's going to struggle when they get older and they want to really settle down. It don't matter how fucking fine you are.
Yeah.
Keep your vagina private.
Yo, just a quick I'm noticing something.
Mm-hmm.
You changed, man. Cause you got these fucking Malcolm X glasses on. You taking this. You take. I hear your tone and I hear your approach right now. You got these glasses on now, and it's a lot. I'm hearing a lot of change.
So what happened is so many people are being broken. I'll give you an example. So there was I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Yeah.
There was this young lady that I thought was beautiful. I was like, man, she fine as hell. I would definitely date her.
Yeah.
Right? And me and her had a couple messages back and forth. And fast forward years later, she's now on Twitter giving head to two men at the same time.
Oh, there you go. Well,
damn.
But that makes me sick to my stomach.
Well,
and it makes me feel like this woman, to me, when I look at a beautiful woman that I'm interested in, I see wife material, I see girlfriend material, and when I seen that, I couldn't imagine my wife, or even if I didn't know her background story and didn't have access to her Twitter account,
right,
and wind up. I want to get out on one knee, and then the surface hits that she was out on Twitter sucking.
But if you never seen that, would you still want to wife her?
No!
If you never seen that.
If it comes out, I'm divorcing her.
No, I'm saying no. If you never seen that, would you still want to wife her?
If you never.
All right, so just because you stole candy out the candy store and didn't get caught, don't mean you didn't steal candy. So it's no different than.
So if you suck a dick in the forest, does it make it sound if somebody's not around? Is what?
So all right. So hypothetically speaking, all right. So let's go again. If we gonna get weird, we gonna get all the way weird.
Wait.
If we gonna get weird, let's get all the way weird.
Wait.
In the words of LV, pause.
I'm saying what you want, right? What you want from this woman, it truly has nothing to do with who she really is. What she's deciding to do and how she decides to live her life, like how she decides to live her life, free will is wild.
But integrity is a lot to do with free will.
But that's why you got to get to know all of that before you wife her in.
Exactly, but back to the point I was trying to make, which you were spot on with the second thing in the beard.
Right.
All I'm saying is that if you really want to sustain a real life, your sexual preference should not be for sale. And I could give you another example. Everybody say, that's like everybody to say they love me and my girl's little show and what we doing. That's like me like, we got our OnlyFans now. Like, no, y'all don't need to see me blowing her back out. That's none of y'all fucking business. I just feel like everything in this new culture, especially with these young kids, like you said, and like you said, when we was talking about how, her OnlyFans gonna be popping, which it might be true. No different than the girl that threw her bra to Drake. Now, Playboy is offering her a deal. Yeah. And I'm like, at what point in time is sex not on the table?
It's
not in this new era.
Not even in life in general, bro. Like, we learned it from somewhere, right? And I'm 42 years old. So 42 years ago, it existed the exact same way. The only difference now than it was then is that I'm not finding it in my stepfather's dresser drawer. I'm not finding it underneath a mattress. I can find it and see it whenever
instantly.
I want. Yeah. It is more accessible. Doesn't make it any worse. I mean, we're in charge of our own real estate. Like I'm not in charge of what the next person does. I'm
So
not.
would you
I'm
date
not
a
even-
woman that, hypothetically speaking, if you were in the situation that I was speaking on, as far as in the type of character I look for in a woman. Now, you meet a girl, you take her out, you fall in love with her, y'all dating for a couple months. Boom, you find out on Twitter she was sucking dick.
Yeah.
Is you gonna be like, I'm cool with that? It was before me.
If we're being honest, you want me to be really, really honest with you?
Honest with you.
Super honest. And this is probably a controversial thought, but to me, I likely date her before I date a woman with $500,000 worth of debt and a 510 credit score. If I'm being honest,
and no sexual
and
experience.
just no experience.
So
in
financial
life.
gain is
No. Financial responsibility, life responsibility. Everybody, man, listen. Everybody done did what they done did. Like I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an angel, and nobody should honestly pretend like I ain't no virgin.
What he's
bro.
saying is, why should he hold her to a higher standard when
Right.
he's holding himself?
Right, exactly. When my thought is that
I
like
don't have an OnlyFans. I would never post a dick pic.
Yeah, but he's
I'm saying that you're asking me if I would date her.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern with her everyday thing, like if I'm being truly honest, it
Sure.
wouldn't stop me from dating her.
So you said you want her to be a well-rounded adult instead of who she fucked.
I'm
There you go.
I'm so unconcerned, I'm so unbothered with who she fucked. I'm more concerned with like how responsible she is as a human being in this life. What type of decisions are you making that affect your life as a whole? Right? So like, yeah, okay, somebody, you got filmed doing a thing one
like,
time.
is that
Shout out to
affecting her
Ken.
life?
Ken finally in here. Shout out to Ken.
Consider this. Is this something you've done or is it something you do? If it's something you did, then I can date you. If it's something you do, then I got a decision to make,
if
right?
if those decisions that you made in the past are still haunting you to this day.
Yeah.
If you walk in a room with her and people sniggering and pointing, or your boys coming up saying, "Man, you ain't in here with her, was you?" If it's a problem today, then you might be like, "I might want to rethink this." But everybody got a past, and who are we to judge anybody for
And
their
I'm
past?
so unconcerned with what another person thinks about me and about who I have
Facts.
in my corner or in my house or in my bedroom. I'm just completely unconcerned with it. The people that will have the harshest opinions about you are people that you will never have dinner with. You won't ever be in the same house. The kids won't call you uncle, dude. They won't do that. They're not gonna do it.
But,
So like,
but
I'm not.
you had a porn star past though. See, that's why you're literally taking up for this because
No,
we
that's
know
not it.
you had a porn star
No,
past.
no,
Come on,
man.
man.
Put him out there
Yeah,
like
pause,
that.
pause, man.
Jeez,
You know,
man.
he was playing
This girl
B
might be a
for.
church
They call him
girl.
B for a
Damn.
reason, man. Player B for a reason.
I wasn't going to say this, but I was running for office next term.
Damn,
You ruining it.
you just
now.
messed that up.
I was going to be.
Welcome to the smartest dumb people.
Alderman
The most
P, no
authentic,
more.
raw conversation.
It's going to be the next Alderman, man.
Hey, the most authentic, raw conversations that you can ever have on a panel with a couple fellows that I grew up with, man. This is what we do. So let's get to the next topic. I don't want to stick on tight clothes ass.
Well, don't you want to wrap it up, though? Don't you want to, what's your, in summation,
Yeah,
what do
go
you
ahead,
think?
sum it up.
Nothing. I think she was wrong.
You think she was wrong?
I know she was.
I feel like
And
this.
I'm
Hold
holding
up.
punches.
Well, let me
right
say
now.
this
I'm
then.
just trying.
Hold up.
I got a lot of people in here that I call the smartest dumb people family. Shout out to Brandy. Brandy said, "Shout out to you, P." She said, "You know Brandy."
Yeah.
Yeah. She said, "Shout out to you, hey P." But in my personal opinion, I try not to attack women too much because they'll hop in
get
my
that.
inbox and they'll
You
call
get
my
that.
phone.
Okay,
and
but
I
check
don't
this
want
out
that.
though.
Huh?
I feel like she did what was within the parameters of what they gave her. They gave her that shirt. Okay, she got to augment the pants or whatever. They could have said, "Hey, you know what? You see everybody else around here. This is probably drawing a little undue attention we don't like." And I'm sure it sounds like they probably approached her properly.
Yeah.
She'd have a lawsuit. But I don't feel like she did anything wrong because she worked within
I got a better
the
angle.
rules and standards that
So-
they gave
so
her.
Shantae
That
said-
was a Costco shirt that she had on. So it fits too tightly. Who's in charge of wardrobe around here?
Valid point.
You know what I'm saying?
Shantae said, "You are not your past." Because she was speaking on what you were saying.
Right, yeah.
I want to say this: that's a fucking lie. A lot of your past is a lot of your trauma and a lot of your trials and tribulations that you go through. So I don't agree with that. So a person that has a traumatic past it can become part of who you are as a person. And that's what I'm working on myself and my growth.
But I think what they mean by they past is they past mistakes.
Or their past.
They're with you and they make who
transgression,
you are, but that does not define
They're
you.
not the sum of all your parts.
Thank you. That does not define
But
your
if
character,
you
who
get
you
your
are
back
now.
blew out by 5 dudes at the same time, it is not just your past. It's trauma that will come out when you're around 5
So that
dudes in
same
the
woman
same
that got her
room.
back blew out. Hold up.
She starts sweating when you're in her fire.
Right, but hold up. That same woman
I'm
that
just
got her
saying, man.
back blew out by 5 dudes, she can't go on to be a Mother Teresa or something.
can.
She can't go on to be a productive member or somebody that somebody might hold in high regard.
Y'all
Now,
making
if
me-
she's still doing
Y'all
that,
making me so mad. You know why?
Yeah, but
Because I know who both of y'all are. And just because y'all trying to be Mother Teresa's.
No, I'm not trying to be Mother
It's not
Teresa. You know,
about that.
I'm the
It's
lousiest
about-
one out
it's-
here.
it's about
at
being-
this table.
it's about
I
being-
claim that.
it's about being
That-
understanding.
My
No,
past
truthfully.
don't define me.
It's about being understanding, truly. Like, I'm not going to charge anybody with this unbelievable expectation that I can't meet myself. When I talk about credit, it's because, yeah, I took the time to clean my credit up, right? When I talk about saving money, yes, I'm great at saving money now. Those are the things that I'm looking for now. I don't give a fuck about who you fuck with. Now, on the other side, when it comes to her clothes, here's what I'll say about this. Now, while she didn't ask to be the shape she is, right? She didn't ask to be the shape she is. You do get to decide how you present it. Your clothes, they do make different types of clothes. There are quite a few business-minded, business-oriented women in the world who look exactly like her.
And know how to dress.
And they live in a world where they have to turn it down just a little bit. So what I want to say is the same way I feel about words is the same way I feel about clothes. You can say, do, and wear anything you want. You must understand, though, you got to accept everything that comes along with it. Now, if that's scrutiny from your bosses, you got to accept it. If like, you know, we talk about even with the N-word, right? If somebody used the N-word around you, a white guy calls you the N-word. Back in the day, there was a visceral reaction. Now, I'll tell him flat to his face, oh, bro, you can say whatever you want, but you own it. Everything that comes along with it, you own the word, you own everything that comes with it. If it's an ass whooping, that's yours too.
Yep.
You own it. So when it comes to the clothes, it comes to wearing what you want to wear, own what comes along with it. And if it's scrutiny, own it.
Now, all I'm
Randy
saying
said
is
you
this.
can't keep living in your trauma.
Hold on, but check this out.
I
It
do.
ain't like she
They
was
clap
at
for you on that
Costco
piece.
hoeing or nothing like that. Now
She's
let's
just
keep
good.
it.
She's
Yeah,
just good.
and I could see if
She's
she was
good.
in
Let's
there.
get-
And
let's
they
get-
suspected her of turning tricks or something, but she just dressing how she dressed, doing her job.
Yeah.
Now, maybe if she was at Macy's or something, they might go, "Hey, Keisha, or whatever her name is, let's take you back here. We're gonna show you something that you can put on that maybe tones that down." She works at Costco, man. She's wearing a Costco uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's working with it. Now, I appreciate that they came to her instead of just trying to fire her or try to, you know.
Well, I don't think the verbal write-up was necessarily.
She got
it was
She got
necessary.
a verbal. She got a
Yeah,
verbal.
that was a
but
warning, right?
I would like to touch on one more topic before we get out of here because we got
Okay.
15 more
Let's
minutes.
do
So a surgeon basically came home after 13 hours of working her shift
Heard about this.
in her scrubs, and she decided to make a meal for her man, and she recorded it. It went crazy on Twitter. Everybody was chastising her and criticizing her for what she did for her man. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with y'all. Let me see if I got it.
On tour today. Let's talk about it. I just got home from a 24-hour shift, and so many people have sent me my video that has made it to Twitter and it has made it to Instagram. Okay, let's answer the most common question that I got asked on that video. Why am I cooking in my scrubs? For the same reason that y'all eat at fast food places that are not up to code, and the same reason y'all bought that pink sauce last year. I don't care. Next question is my husband at home sitting on the couch watching me slave away while he did absolutely nothing. Yes, I accidentally went viral on Twitter today. I actually don't like my husband cooking, and so I like to let him relax while I cook, and that's just who I am.
You guys just gonna have to accept it. I'm sorry. The word expect. Does my husband expect me to cook for him? Yes. I'm his wife and I cook for him. My husband and I are in a great marriage. He helps out a lot, and just because you guys aren't seeing him help out does not mean that he does not. He is a great husband, and like, I am so grateful to have I am so grateful to have him. Honestly, y'all are killing me in the comments. I don't know which ones are funnier.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And I'm going to start by saying this woman was criticized for doing what a wife does. And I hate to say that because in this sensitive-ass climate we're living in, it could be taken out of context. But
some people live traditionally, and by traditionally I mean like they accept gender roles. And they accept, you know, they have roles that they establish in the home. So I don't think you're offending anybody by saying that. You know.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna look at it like this. Let's reverse it. I'm a mechanic at a mechanic shop. I've been busting my ass all damn day long. My hands is wore out. I get home, my woman car ain't working. Am I gonna tell her screw that? I'm gonna get right up under that car and do what I do. That's my woman.
She gotta go to work.
Yeah. Now hold up. Now I just want to be clear. I'm not saying just because she's a woman she has to be the one that cooks.
Right.
Because men can cook, we can do the thing. But just because she been at work doing her thing, don't mean that she can't come home and take on her extra role. And this goes a shout out to all you women, especially you single parents out there. We know y'all wear multiple hats. We know y'all to cook. The mama, the mama, the daddy, the you know what I'm saying, the tutor. Y'all do everything. Teach them how to walk, how to pee, and all that. So she didn't feel no different about, hey, just because I was on a surgery saving someone's life for 13 hours, don't mean I can't come home and fulfill my wifely duties. Just as a man, when we go to work, we still, if we got a woman at home, we got to fulfill our fatherly duty, our husband duties, our repairman duties. She may say, hey, the cabinet fell apart. Handle that.
Yeah.
I might not even be a cabinet maker. I might be a business banker. You know what I'm saying? And I got to come home and fix the cabinet. So.
What's your opinion, Pete?
I think that whatever roles and traditions and routines people establish in their own homes are for them. I 100% agree with her desire to keep her routine going. This is her routine. She's been at work all day. Has she been in surgery? Yeah. But, I mean, you know, did she use brain power and precision to do it? Absolutely. I used to work in the cable industry. I worked 14-hour days sometimes. And I would bring my ass home and I would cook. Now, did I do surgery? In a way. I did it from sun up to sundown. Hottest of the hot, coldest of the cold. This is no different than what anybody does on a daily basis, right? I like that she did it. I love when a person is able to stick to the routine, establish a routine, and fall in love with it. The only problem I have with it, if you're truly doing it for your husband, why the fuck is the camera rolling?
I gotta read a couple of these comments. Shout out to Shantae. She said that's her life and her marriage. If she chooses to cook for her husband, so be it. People too worried about what the next person is doing and what they got going on. So how it works is, anytime you post a video and upload it to social media, you then become a person that can be scrutinized, criticized.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's just the name of the game. Everything that I said on this panel tonight, and Pete, which shout out to you for even coming through, bro.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you,
No problem, bro.
Shout out to Kev. We all got jobs, and we all got lives outside of this little hour show. Everything that we said on the show could be held to a certain standard that we don't even know should be held at. So anything you do to upload, what you're right, nobody should worry about her life, but she posted it for the world to see. And that's one thing. It's like world star. Yeah. That's what the world has become. So when you post a video,
but that was my question. My question is that if it's truly for your husband, it's truly for your family, why is the camera rolling?
Let me say this. Maybe
that's the only problem I have.
Maybe she was giving motivation for the women who, let's say this, you got a man, he go out there and get that bread. He's the breadwinner. He not asking you to do nothing to be a homemaker. Why should that man not come home to a cooked meal? How many men who women stay home and he got to come home and he got to bring something home. Maybe she's saying, look, I worked 13 hours doing surgery, had somebody's life in the palm of my hands. And after all that, I still came home and fulfilled my duties. Maybe she's giving motivation and to the other women.
I feel that. I feel that. But to me, when something like this happens, to me, this is almost the same as a person donating $1 to somebody in need.
Nah, I don't like
and
that.
also filming
that.
Like, okay, there's a thing you do, and thank goodness you do it, right? People love you for it. People need that level of support. And people need to be motivated, right? But you mean to tell me your ass did 13 hours worth of surgery, still had the wherewithal, and we talk about angles, my G. So that was post editing. There was editing to this.
Yeah, facts.
You had all of that energy still to do that. Like, no, man. If I'm banging out a 13-hour shift, I ain't worried about no camera. I ain't worried about setting up angles. I'm cooking for my people.
I would say this when it comes to rolling the camera. So what happened with me and my girl starting a podcast is I got so many, like, I talk about her so much, right? So I just like, let the world see our relationship to know it's like authentic. So that's what happened. It is possible to record some shit with love. You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying, like, in my situation, I talked about her so much on this panel, and we talked about relationship so much. I want y'all to see the dynamic of how we interact.
For sure, bro. For sure. But we also got to get out of the mind. I'll tell you a story in a minute. We got to get out of that space of thinking that everything we see on the internet is true. This woman could absolutely be getting exactly everything she wanted. Understanding the type of scrutiny that comes with being submissive. Or establishing traditional gender roles inside a house, that's controversial these days, right? So you know what you're doing by posting this video too. How do I know you worked a 13-hour shift? Your ass could have rolled out of bed after watching The View, put on these scrubs, and then and stage this entire thing to get traction. Not mad at you, but I refuse to believe everything that's on the internet. The story I wanted to tell you was I was with somebody. We had a really good relationship. We were headed in the right direction. Started to realize, well, she's kind of a nitwit. She brings up some ad on Instagram and says, hey, I want to try this. Now the ad shows a picture of some sort of solution, right, that you put inside your body to flush out your lady parts. So they see the picture of the solution, they see a woman, and then the next picture is what comes out of your body. I said, well, where's the video of this thing working? I don't know, but I think I want to do it. I said, so you're going to take 3 pictures that are completely unrelated to one another, and that's going to be your motivation to put this stuff in your body. You have to stop buying into everything you see on the internet. It's imperative.
Let me touch back on something you said about recording something, because that's my cousins out of town did this one time. They were it was after Thanksgiving. It was a few years ago, and we had leftover food, and they wanted to go give to the homeless, and I'm like, bet, I'm with that. But then I saw the cameras come out, and I'm like, whoa. What are we doing here? If we're supposed to be doing God's work, we don't need to be filming this, because they say true integrity is what you do when the camera stops.
Do it in the shadows, right?
Yeah, what you do when no one's looking. That shows character. So that's a good point you made right there. That as far as
hey guys, now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, Caucasians,
time to go.
Listen, this is the smartest dumb people. P, give them your panhandles, man.
DJ.P Minor on Instagram. That's the only social media I have. DJ.P Minor on Instagram. You catch me every single morning on the Morning After Morning Show, 87.9 The Culture. Download the app. Go to your Google Play Store if you got an Android. Or go to the App Store if you have a good old-fashioned American app product. All right? Not hating on Android, but I'm saying. No, go to the App Store, 87.9 The Culture. It's 87.9 The Culture. Listen to the Morning After Morning Show every single morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. with DJ P Minor, baby, and Pooh C. Every single morning, DJ.P Minor on Instagram. That's it.
Shout out to you for coming through, King. Kev, you just want to give me your panhandles?
I ain't got no panhandles.
How they gonna find you if they enjoyed the conversation?
You know where they gonna find me? Right here. I'm gonna come on the show a couple more times, y'all. I'm gonna make some time for y'all. You gonna find me with my dude.
All right, Kev, I appreciate you coming through, King.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming through, King.
Appreciate that.
This is Smartest Dumb People, Anthony That Dude Johnson. Y'all have a great night.
Yo, what's up? At the hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, that dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on the Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is. It's the smartest dumb people.
See, man, when you get that type of money.